One of the best times to be in New England, which is where I live, is fall. Right before the nightmare that is winter, but fall, it's absolutely beautiful here. And to welcome fall, Jordan Brand has put out, I think, one of the better Jordan 1 releases of 2023. It's perfect for the fall season. Some people online have even said it's maybe the best Jordan 1 release of the whole entire year. Not quite sure about that, but I definitely really like this shoe. Air Jordan 1 Palomino. Now this shoe is dropping on September 2nd for $180 in the United States. And the first thing that I want to mention is when you see pictures of this shoe on like Nike.com or sneakers, the brown is like super saturated. So it looks like a very deep and like dark brown. In hand, the brown isn't like that saturated. It's more of a lighter shade of brown. It's more subtle, it's more muted. So if you also search like actual on-feet images of the shoe, you'll also see there's a slight difference to what's shown on Nike.com. Honestly, I don't know if it's just my screen, but when I go on sneakers, that brown just looks super saturated. Now right off the bat, I have to say the colorway of this shoe I really like. I generally like this color blocking. So like the black leather base layer with hints of another color. I know a lot of people prefer the white base leather layer over like a black base leather layer. I like both. I have the Jordan 1 Pollens, the Dark Marina Blues, as well as the heirlooms, even those all feature a black leather base layer. And it just kind of fits right into my aesthetic. And earlier this year, there was the Jordan 3 Palominos. Now that shoe featured kind of two shades of brown, one lighter, one darker shade of brown. And the reason I didn't love that shoe is because the light brown, that lighter shade, it just reminded me of diarrhea and I couldn't like unthink it. This shoe features more of that darker or more grayish brown, so it doesn't remind me of diarrhea. That's always a good thing on a shoe. So I really dig this color. And honestly, as I get older, I just start to appreciate brown shoes more, or shoes that have brown. I never used to like brown shoes this much growing up as a kid. Always like white or black or like blue, red, the very usual standard colors, but brown has been a staple in my rotation. And one big huge gripe that I have to make is Nike's quality control. I can see like glue stains all around the midsole. Come on. Obviously that happens quite a bit, but come on. At least pay some attention. This is blasphemy. And the upper sole of this shoe, it features a black base leather layer with Palomino or brown nubuck accents. And the leather on the base layer, it's pretty standard for a Jordan 1. It's pretty average. It's not the absolute worst, but yeah, it's just average. The nubuck, on the other hand, it comes in this kind of distressed, kind of made to look vintage or worn out nubuck, and it's almost got like more of a matte feel to it than like traditional nubuck. Now kind of like how that looks, kind of reminds me of the Jordan 1 Patinas that released, I think it was 2021 or last year, and it looks nice. Scuffing on the nubuck is pretty normal, like it happens if you wear your shoes enough, so they kind of went ahead and did that for you. And you'll see hints of metallic gold. That's the official color listed on the box of the shoe. You'll see that on the Nike Air tag on the tip of the tongue, as well as the insole. Now I don't really love gold on shoes, to be honest. I prefer like white or even silver. So this tag on the tongue, I think I would have preferred like a white Nike Air tag, but actually like when you look at it, it kind of pops, it kind of looks nice. I can accept it, but I think overall in a vacuum, I would have preferred just white or even like red on the tag on the tongue. But who am I to judge? Just a random YouTuber. And of course you have the Wings logo on the ankle collar. This one is debossed, so very much like a lot of other regular Jordan 1s. And the Jordan 1 comes with a rubber cupsole with a Nike Air unit on the heel. And this midsole, it is like an off-white color, so it's not exactly white. Maybe to just go with the whole worn aesthetic. I kind of like it. Usually I prefer white midsoles, but this color combination, the way it goes together, I think it looks pretty nice. And of course the iconic Jordan 1 outsole in that brown or Palomino color. Now I know a lot of people have made comparisons to the Jordan 1 Mochas with this shoe, and honestly, might be blasphemous, because the Mochas are great. But me, I just really like the black leather base layer. I really like that color blocking, but if I had to choose, I'm not choosing. I'm copping out. I'm just not choosing. That's it. Now this shoe doesn't come with extra laces, just black default laces. Maybe. I would have liked to see what it would look like with that metallic gold laces, but I think the point of the shoe, or what draws me to the shoe anyway, is the amount of black on the shoe. I generally like black sneakers more than probably the average person, I think black sneakers look cool, especially when it's not like all black. I think that's a bit too much. A black with this palomino or brown, whatever color you actually want to call it. I know officially it's palomino, but this black and brown color combination, I really like it. So the black default laces, that works fine for me. The box of the shoe, a pretty standard Jordan 1 box with the Nike branding on top and the gold, metallic gold to match the tag on the tongue, as well as the Nike Air on the insoles. So pretty standard Nike box. Inside the box, nothing too special, just paper. Now moving on to size and comfort, I'm a size 9.5 true to size. For Jordan 1s, I go true to size. Fits pretty well for my wide feet. And for most people, I think the Jordan 1s, even if you don't have wide feet, you can just still go true to size. It fits really well. Now cushioning wise, it only has a Nike Air unit on the heel with a rubber cup sole. It's pretty old and ancient technology. So cushioning, it's not the best. It's a pretty flat feeling shoe, just the way Michael Jordan wanted it. So if you wanted to wear a Jordan 1 for like everyday use and everyday wear for long periods at a time, might start to hurt your feet, but I know this shoe looks so good that people will make an exception. Now in terms of comfort, my favorite thing about the Jordan 1 is the padding around the ankle collar. It's always very well padded, it's super soft, and there's not enough like friction that digs into your ankles. So I like that. But overall, the Jordan 1 came out in 1984. You really can't expect this shoe to be the most comfortable shoe nowadays. That brings the total sole score to 15 out of 25. A pretty average score compared to other general releases. Now colorway wise, I think this is a perfect colorway. I love black leather base layer shoes with different colors as an accent. And this shoe, me being in New England, living in New England, fall is like the best time to be here. And I think it's a perfect fall shoe. This colorway is muted, it's subtle, it's versatile. Yeah, for me, it doesn't really get much better than this. In terms of materials, pretty average all around. The leather, very average. The nubuck, to the touch, it feels almost like that matte leather. Nothing premium, but it's definitely not like trash. In terms of comfort, like I said before, Jordan 1 compared to like modern day shoes in a vacuum, doesn't really hold up. Versatility wise, the Jordan 1, one of the most versatile, timeless, classic, one of the best silhouettes ever. And in terms of the color, it's super easy to wear. Super muted, super subtle, doesn't have that brown that reminds me of diarrhea. It just goes with everything. And especially as we enter in fall season, it is just arriving at the right time. There's a lot of times Nike will put out a shoe when they've already missed like the occasion. So like Halloween, they'll release it in like November. Makes no sense. For this shoe, they released it just at the right time. In terms of storytelling, not really much of a story to tell. It's just a general release. I honestly can't believe September is already upon us. Next thing you know, it'll be 2024, 1 year older. Just don't want to think about it. But at least for this fall season, Jordan Brand is putting out one of my favorite Jordan 1 releases of 2023. It's perfect for the area that I live in. It's a delight. I don't like getting old. I don't like time going this fast, but I like this shoe. So that's it. Thanks for watching Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 1 Palomino. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.